Hi guys, it's SimLicy here, so welcome back to another speed build. So today I am building here on a penthouse lot in the brand new world that came with the Lovestruck expansion pack. So for this penthouse, it's an apartment building because now with the latest update, we can build apartments on penthouse lots, which I think is huge because it actually makes it feel like there's real apartment buildings, like high-rise apartments in the city world. And this was something that I was extremely disappointed about when I found out that we were getting a new city world, was that there was no functioning apartments like with City Living or Eco Lifestyle, which I love those apartments and I still do. But thankfully we can build something like this, and yeah, I'm excited to furnish them. Let me know if you guys have any ideas for the Sims that you see living here, because I'm not exactly sure at the moment. I'm not sure if I should go fancy or if I should go more just like regular sort of interior styles. I'll probably do a mixture, but if you guys have any personalities, I would love to hear it. The style that I have it right now ends up changing a little bit. I change out the door that leads to that balcony that I created, and I changed some of the colors. The door right now I think came with I'm not exactly sure. I'm not remembering the pack that it comes with, but it doesn't matter. I swap it out for this one that came with Lovestruck, and this entire build is Lovestruck, For Rent, and then base game. So For Rent is needed because it's an apartment building, and of course you need that with the whole feature and everything, but everything else is Lovestruck and base game. So if you have those packs, you should be good. But I really love the way this turned out. I wasn't looking at any inspiration on Pinterest, and I pretty much always do that. So I was just kind of looking at the surrounding buildings and looking at the building that this one was built on, and then just kind of choosing things that I thought looked nice. But here you can see this is the final color scheme that I go for with the building. I changed it to a more orangey and cream and white color scheme, which I think looks really nice. So there's going to be 3 different apartments. There's one with 2 bedrooms and then 2 with 1 bedroom. And it was actually kind of tricky to do these floor plans. Of course, you don't have to stick with the floor plan. The floor plans can be changed depending on how you see them working. Of course, you could change the entire structure too, but yeah, there's a center hallway, and the center hallway also leads to a staircase that goes up to a common area, because with For Rent you can have the individual units and you can mark off the different spaces for those, but then you can also have a shared space. So like the hallway, any common area, that's all shared. So I wanted to create a rooftop area because I noticed that some of the other penthouses that I can see in the distance have like shared areas, or at least rooftop hangout areas. So that's something that I wanted to create, and I think that turned out so nice. I put some picnic tables up there. I put a grill up there. Also the decorative closet that I think is for Woohoo that came with Lovestruck. It's kind of like a janitor's sort of utility closet thing, and so I thought that was a really nice thing to put up there. The overall like final look of that area you guys won't see recorded because I forgot to press record, but you'll see it in the screenshots, and it's not like too different from the part that you see on here. I just add some like string lights and add a couple of other plant decorations, but again, you'll see that in the screenshots. Here I'm just adding another balcony over on this apartment, adding some windows, and I do a variation of this more peachy colored wall texture and then the cream colored wall texture, and this was pretty much inspired by the surrounding buildings and the one underneath it. Here I did think I was going to split this side up into 2 different small apartments, but I decided to go for one long apartment and create sort of like this indoor outdoor part of the like entryway, and I was thinking this would be the living room. I'm not exactly sure how it'll turn out once I decorate it, but I thought it'd be kind of cool to have an indoor sort of outdoor space to one of the apartments. So yeah, I thought that looked pretty cool and was kind of a nice feature of it. There I just created the entryway leading to the staircase, and then I'm working out the floor plan for this apartment, which was kind of tricky. But again, all of them were kind of tricky for me. I was originally going to go with the black windows because, as you can see, the building underneath does have black windows, so you could easily swap it out if you want it to feel a bit more cohesive. But I liked the white windows just because I felt like it would be easier to decorate the interior if the windows were white. I'm not sure if there's an option that has white on the inside and black on the outside. I really like it when the Sims team creates windows that have white on the inside and then whatever color variation on the exterior of the window or doors, just because it's a lot easier to match white than it is to match whatever color they may be on the exterior. So There might be an option for that. I'm not exactly sure. But that's it for the floor plan. And here I'm moving on to the top. So for the top of the building, I used the platform tool to create the different roofs. So there's no actual like roof object. I don't know, I'm not really sure if you can call that an object, but I used the platform tool to create the roofs, so they're nice flat roofs, and I put some decor objects up on top of them to show some like heating and air conditioning and whatnot. I think I also end up placing the water tank that came from Lovestruck on top of the roof too. But yeah, I think you guys will see that. But over here is going to be the common area. So right now I'm building the planter boxes because I wanted it to have a lot of greenery and sort of be like a community garden barbecue area is what I was thinking. So I wanted to have some purely decorative planters. So that's what the platform that I built is going to be. And then there's also going to be some functioning planter boxes so the Sims can actually do some gardening. And then over here I do create a little sort of room, and so I do fill it in with the platform tool thinking it was just kind of like a dead space, but then that's where I end up placing the janitor's closet, and so I think that ends up looking really good. And I really liked using those pillars, by the way, kind of to separate the different spaces and divide the colors of the buildings and just create some like structural elements. I thought that looked really cool, and I thought the colors matched really nicely. But here I'm filling in those planter boxes that I was talking about. So these are the decorative ones, just picking out some different plants that I can find in the live edit objects. I think maybe some from the buy catalog, but they're pretty much all live edit objects from both base game and for rent. Right now I have Build and Buy Better Build and Buy installed, but it's not compatible with for rent at the moment, so you won't see any plants from, or not for rent, sorry, Lovestruck. So you won't see any of the Lovestruck plants. I thought about using those, but yeah, I didn't have them available at the moment. But I do end up placing some picnic tables that came with Lovestruck, and they're super colorful and I think really fun, and they add a lot of personality and really make it feel like vibrant and everything. Here I'm adding the, I guess, address decals. They have like the house numbers on them. I saw some people saying that they don't like that they have actual numbers, but I don't believe they're SimLicy numbers. I believe SimLicy numbers are just regular numbers. So doesn't bother me too much, and I like to have them. I think it's pretty fun, and I like the designs of them. So I put one next to each of the doors. But these are the picnic tables that I was talking about. I think the tile on the top of them and like the colorful bench, they're super cute. I really enjoyed using them a lot. There I just placed some lights, and then I placed the grill and just adding some wall textures, and I added some windows here in this hallway staircase area just because I felt like there needed to be some outdoor light. And something that I end up doing in the staircase is add some of the grungy sort of water stains that came with For Rent, just to add a bit of, I don't know, detail and make it feel like maybe there was a water leak at some point, because I wanted this building to feel nice, but I didn't want it to feel like overly luxurious and fancy. I wanted it to feel like you could have a fancy sim that lived here, but you could also have regular sims, but you can delete those water stains if you don't like them. But I thought that looked really nice. Here I thought about only having wall lights in the hallway, but then it felt too dark, so I decided to add the ceiling light back and just change the color of it just to add a little bit more of a mood to it. I didn't want it to be like overly like clinically bright in here. And then of course I added some of the penthouse requirements like the mailboxes and the trash chutes, and so I thought that looked really good. But here are those water stains that I was talking about. So I just put them kind of along the top, and I tried to not go overboard because again, I wasn't going for like a super dirty run down look, just sort of, I just wanted to add some character and variation to the wall pretty much. But here I thought about adding these lights, but I ended up not adding them. I do add some string lights, but again, you won't see those in the recording, so unfortunately. But here I'm just adding some lights just to sort of brighten it up, and then I do add that janitor's closet that I was talking about in this space over here. So I think that's super fun. So maybe you have a love interest that lives in another apartment and you guys meet up here, and then they could woohoo in the closet. So I think that's a fun idea. But here I'm shuffling around the different things, and again, this will look a little bit different off camera, but you'll see it in the screenshots. But over here, I felt like this wall looked a little bit blank. I forget what I end up adding over here. I thought about adding these. These are super cool, but I didn't think they were right for the space. And I thought about adding a window, and I tried a few different things. But again, you'll see it all complete in the screenshots. But I hope you guys have enjoyed this build. I do have another apartment building coming that's not on a penthouse lot, so hopefully you guys are looking forward to that. And hopefully you guys do like this one. Again, if you guys have any ideas on the Sims that you see living in any of these apartments, definitely let me know. But thank you guys so much for watching, and please leave any comments or suggestions you have, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye!